Hey guys, I'm Beth. I'm going to take you through a vinyasa flow today. We are filming in Lubbock, Texas, Reckham, and it is a beautiful day today. And I don't know what the weather is doing for you, but that is the great thing about these videos is that you can do them from the comfort of your own home. So just know that today, if at any time you want to pause this video, take a little break, you can do that. Just feel free to do that at any time. We're going to get started today in child's pose. So go ahead and come down on your mat. Take your knees out wide and big toes to touch. And hands come out nice and long, and just rest your forehead on your mat. Take a deep breath in and just exhale through the mouth. Another deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. One more deep breath in. And this time seal the lips and just exhale through your nose. Coming into your Ujjayi breathing, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through your nose. And just stay right here on your mat. I'm going to come up and talk to you. So go ahead and continue your breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe you just rock your forehead side to side on your mat, giving yourself a little forehead massage. And just taking a body scan now. Just notice the way your hands feel on your mat, your triceps. Relax your jaw. And soften that space behind your eyes. And as you take a deep breath in, just let your belly fall towards your mat. Notice your shins on the mat, the tops of your feet, and all 10 toes. Just coming into full body awareness here. Go ahead and take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And begin walking your fingers to the top of your mat, coming into an active child's pose by lifting your elbows up off the mat. And sink your hips towards your heels, just coming into a nice full stretch. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And on the inhale, come up to all fours, stacking your shoulders over your wrist. Your knees are about hip distance apart. And we'll begin coming into some cat and cow poses. So inhale to cow pose, taking the chin up. And exhale cat, arching the back. Inhale cow. And exhale cat, tucking the chin all the way down. Inhale cow. And exhale cat. Come to neutral spine. Extend your right foot back on your mat, pressing the toes into your mat, finding that nice calf stretch. Now extend your shoulders over your wrist, stretching out the wrist. And press it back, stretching out the toes and the feet, and extend it forward. Now finding that nice neutral spine, lift the foot up off the mat. Toes are pointing directly down at your mat, and extend the left hand out like you're shaking someone's hand. Take a deep breath in, and then take elbow to knee, crunch it in the middle. Extend it out, crunch it in. Extend it out, crunch it in here, and then take the hand and the knee to the mat. Take your right hand underneath your forehead, spin the right toes back, finding a modified side plank. Looking up at your left hand, Find that nice extension, and then take your left hand over your head, finding that nice C-shaped curve in the body. You feel that stretch through the rib cage. And then take the left hand back straight overhead and plant your left foot into the mat, and all your weight's going to go into that right palm, and maybe just lift the knee up off the mat. Let it hover here. You're feeling that nice activation through the obliques. You can stay here, maybe just take your foot straight through. Take a deep breath in and bring it back. Lower the knee to the mat, take the left hand to the mat. Stacking the shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Find a neutral spine, extend the left toes on the mat. Pressing into the toes, stretching out the calf muscle. Now shift it over the wrist. Extend it back. Shift it forward. Extend it back. And stack your shoulders over your wrist. And then lift the toes straight up. Extend your right hand out. And then elbow to knee. Crunch it in. Say hello to the ducks. Extend it out. Crunch it in. Extend it out. Crunch it in. One more. Extend it out. And then take it down. Plant your left hand on the mat. Take the left toes back. And then find a modified side plank. Right hand reaches straight up. And then take it overhead. Finding that nice stretch through the side body. And then your right hand goes straight overhead. Planting the right foot. And then maybe lift the knee straight up. Maybe take the foot straight out. Bring it back. Lower the knee. And bring the right hand back to the mat. Stacking shoulders over wrist. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Find a neutral spine. Tuck the toes. And take the knees just 2 inches off the mat. Let them hover. Breathe through this. If you want to pedal at the feet, you could pedal at the feet, stretching through the Achilles. Finding nice movement here. And then find stillness and take the hips straight up and go into your downward facing dog. Taking the chest towards the thighs. You might have to walk your feet back just a little bit to find length here. Bend the knees. Take the chest towards the thighs and then straighten the legs. Inhale to a high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale on your tippy toes. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale on your tippy toes. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale on your tippy toes, and then just begin to tiptoe all the way to the front of your mat. Maybe your hands come up just a little bit till you get all the way up there. And then just fold all the way over into a forward fold. Now you can have this micro bend in your knee right here. It's early in the practice. And then let your head just fall. Grab opposite elbows. Just hang in ragdoll. Tuck your chin. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let your hands come to the mat. Slowly roll all the way up to standing. Let your hands come by your side. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Roll your shoulders down and away. Your right ear goes to your right shoulder. Let the left one just fall down. Come back through center, left ear, left shoulder. And back through center. Inhale the arms up to mountain. Press the palms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, shoulder blades wrap the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, high plank. Shift forward, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale on your tippy toes. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale on your tippy toes, tiptoe all the way to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale on your tippy toes. Exhale, down to the mat. Walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold, and just let your head fall. Tuck the chin. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Come up onto your left tippy toes. Roll all the way to the pinky toe. Roll all the way to the big toe, stretching out the foot. Take your palms to the mat. Step the left foot all the way back and find a runner's lunge. Making sure that the knee is directly over the ankle. Press into the ball of the left foot. Open up the chest. And just breathe. Finding that stretch all the way down the left leg. Inhale. And then exhale, lower the left knee to the mat. Top of the left foot comes to the mat. Inhale up to Sun-C. Exhale, hands go to the mat. Tuck the left toe. Step the right foot back. Find high plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale on your tippy toes. Exhale, down to the mat. Walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Come up onto your right tippy toes. Roll to the pinky toe. Roll to the big toe. And then step it all the way back. Find your runner's lunge. Breathe through it. Pressing into the ball of the right foot. Open up the heart. Check the knee. Make sure it's right over the ankle. Feel the stretch. And then lower the right knee to the mat. Top of the right foot comes to the mat. Inhale, Sun-C. Exhale, hands go to the mat. Tuck the right toes. Come up onto the ball of the foot. Step it back for high plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here and just exhale through the mouth. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. Right leg lifts. The toes are pointing towards the shin. Now bend the knee and open up the hip. Feel the stretch here. Now close the knee. Come into high plank, knee to chest. Take it back, three-legged dog. Knee to chest, high plank. Squeeze it in. Three-legged dog. Knee to chest, squeeze it in. See if you can step the foot all the way to the front of the mat. If it doesn't make it, walk the toes all the way up until it does. And find your runner's lunge. Open up the chest. Now plant the left foot at 45 degrees and slowly come up to warrior one. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Open up the chest. Interlace your hands at your sacrum. And then make your way to humble warrior. Right shoulder, right knee. Let the head fall. Take a deep breath here. And then take the hands to the mat. Pivot the toes. Come back to your runner's lunge. Bend the knee. Let it hover just a few inches off the mat. And take the left foot to the front of your mat to meet the right and fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands at heart center, chair. Find your breath. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Let the shoulder blades wrap. High plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot lifts. Bend the knee. Open up the hip. Now close the hip. High plank, knee to chest. Squeeze it in. Kick it back, three-legged dog. Knee to chest, squeeze it in. Kick it back, three-legged dog. Bring it into the chest, squeeze it here. Now see if you can step it all the way to the front. Maybe it gets there. If it doesn't, walk the toes up till it does. Now plant the right foot 45 degrees. And then just slowly come up into your warrior one. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, open up to the cactus. Open up the chest. Interlace the hands at the sacrum. Humble warrior. Left shoulder, left knee. Fold the head. And then release the hands to the mat. Pivot the right toes to the front of your mat. Bend the knee, let it hover. And then bring it to the front of your mat and fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands at heart center. Find your chair pose. Now this time, let's bring the hands up. And then exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, let's cactus the arms. Inhale, the arms up. And then just fold over. Let your head fall. Just take some breaths here. Inhale, halfway lift. High plank. Stay in your high plank with me. Stacking shoulders over wrist. You're on the balls of your feet. Now your belly's nice and tight. You don't want to dump here. Bring it up to your spine. Now let's lift the right foot up off the mat. Let it hover. Take your right knee to your right tricep. Squeeze it in. Bring it back. Lower the right foot. Lift the left foot up. Left knee, left tricep. Squeeze it in. Take it back. Lower it down. Hips go up. Downward facing dog. Take 3 cleansing breaths in your downward facing dog. And after your 3rd cleansing breath, let's go up onto our tippy toes. Bring them back down. Come up onto our tippy toes. Bring it back down. Right foot lifts. Step it all the way to the front of your mat. You're on the ball of the left foot. Now, if you need to bring the left foot in just a little bit, that's okay. And we're going to come up into crescent lunge. Start at the hands at heart center. I find that I get a little bit more stability if my hands are at heart center first. And then we'll bring our hands up. Crescent lunge. So the pelvis is straight down. Belly's nice and tight. Hands go up. Deep breath in. Open up warrior two. Back foot is parallel with the back of your mat. And your gaze is out over your middle finger. Reach forward, reverse your palm, reverse your warrior. Stay in the legs. Don't come up out of the lunge. Stay in the legs. And then come back to warrior two. We'll find side angle or modified side angle. This is your modification here, top of the thigh. If you want full side angle, all the way down to your mat. I'll stay with the modification here. Now you have an option, yogi's choice. You can stay here, or you can take your right hand straight out, making this L shape with me. We'll work the obliques here. We'll hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to warrior two. Hold it here. Reach forward. Reverse your palm. Reverse your warrior. And then make your way back to warrior two. Taking the left hand, we'll move it by our hip and pivot the left foot slowly with control, coming back into our crescent lunge. Got to move slow, moving with intention, not momentum. Now begin to hinge forward. Slow and controlled, taking the left hand by your foot, coming into twisting crescent lunge. Right hand moves up. Take your gaze up. You're doing great. Deep breath in. And right hand goes to the mat. Find high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Left foot lifts, step it all the way to the front. Maybe take that right foot in just a little bit and come into crescent lunge. Find your stability and breathe. Now if you're wanting to bring your shoulders up to here, soften them down. Deep breath in. Open up warrior two. Reach forward. Reverse your palm. Reverse your warrior. And then come back to warrior two. Finding side angle or modified side angle. Option to stay here or do that little bit of oblique work by taking the left hand, making that L shape for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to warrior two. Reach forward, reverse your palm, reverse your warrior. And back to warrior two. Now the right hand is going to come by your hip, taking the foot with it, pivoting onto the ball of your toes, coming back into your crescent lunge. Again, you got to move slow. Now hinge forward. Right hand goes to the inside of the foot for twisting crescent lunge. And just breathe here. Gaze is up. See if you can find a little bit more reach. And left hand goes to the mat. Find high plank. Shift forward, low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take your knees out wide and just sink back into child's pose. Take a little break. Rest your forehead on the mat. You can even stack your fists on top of each other. If you want to elevate your head. And just take some cleansing breaths here. Just for a little quick break. Now come to an inhale to a count of 4. Exhale to a count of 4. Coming back to your body. Your thoughts, don't let them scatter here. And tuck your toes. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Come up onto your tippy toes. Exhale down to the mat. Right foot lifts. And step it all the way to the front of your mat. Scoot the left foot back. Coming up into crescent lunge. Bring your arms out into a T. Left hand goes under for eagle arms. Now, if this is tight on your shoulders, you can always have your arms like this. But if you're good with the eagle arms, left arm goes under, and the elbows are away from your face as much as you can. We're just going to take 3 little crunches, elbow to knee. So take elbow to knee, hinge forward, and come right back up. So this is balance. This is working shoulders, and it's working your core. So take 3 on your own, and we'll meet back up in crescent lunge. And after your third one, here we are. Root down into your right foot. Press into the ball of your left foot. And we'll take warrior 3 with eagle arms. So here we go. Warrior 3, eagle arms. Left toes are pointing directly down. You've got this. And then slowly release the hands, airplane arms. Just fly. Breathe. And then with control, set the left foot down to meet the right. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up. Right hand grabs the left wrist and just goes over to the side, finding that C-shaped curve with the body. And back through center. Switch sides. Grab the right wrist. And sweep the arms up and fold it over. Now watch what we're going to do. Come up onto the right foot, step it all the way back, finding crescent lunge on the other side. Bring your arms out into a T. Right arm goes under left, eagle arms. Now let's find those crunches. Give me 3 on your own breath, your own time. And we'll meet back in crescent lunge with eagle arms. Okay, did you do all 3? Okay, if you're ready, root down into your left foot and make your way to warrior 3 with eagle arms. Go at your own pace, at your own way, but make sure your hips are closed. Your toes are pointing directly down at the mat. If that means lowering your right leg a little bit, do that. And then just gently release the hands and come into airplane arms. And take a deep breath and then lower the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, hands at heart center. Close your eyes. Come back to your breath. And come back to your intention for your practice. Look at how far you've come already. Steady the breath. Come back to your inhales and your exhales. And open your eyes. Take your gaze to something just right out in front of you. Root down into your right foot. Coming into tree pose. Taking your left foot to either your calf or your thigh, avoiding the knee. You can always use your foot as a kickstand here. And we'll just grow your tree whenever you're ready. Hands can come back through heart center. Both feet on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Just sigh it out. Rooting down into the left foot. The right foot can be used as a kickstand, calf or thigh. Grow your tree whenever you're ready. And back through center. Both feet root down on the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands through heart center fold. Inhale, halfway lift, wrap the shoulder blades and find high plank. Hold your high plank. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. Deep breath in, sigh it out, and then shift it back for downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Right foot lifts, bend the knee, open up the hip, close the hip, open up the hip, close the hip, and then step it forward all the way to the front of your mat. Come up into warrior two. We're going to move very slowly here, just closing our practice down, straighten the right leg, shift it forward, finding triangle pose. Left hand reaches all the way up. Just let your right hand fall wherever it wants to the outside of your shin or your calf, ankle. Just stacking the shoulders. And take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, let the left hand fall to the front of your mat. Take the right hand to the inside of your foot, pivoting the left toes, coming into a runner's lunge. And then just lower the left knee to the mat. Top of the left foot comes to the mat. Take your right toes to the corner of your mat, setting up for lizard pose. Take a deep breath in and let your knee just open up. You can take your forearms to the mat here if you need that kind of stretch, or if this is good for you, just stay up like this. I'm just wanting this knee to open up here for you. And then begin to come up onto your hands, pivoting your right toes to the front of your mat, walking them all the way over to your left hand, letting your right knee fall behind your right wrist, setting up for half pigeon. Walking your hands back, opening up your chest to the front of your mat. Take a deep breath in, and then on the exhale, just walk yourself down, folding over. Now, the more parallel your shin is to the front of your mat, the deeper the stretch is going to be for you. So find what stretch works good for you before you fold over. And rolling onto your right hip, I'm going to face you. You stay where you are. We're going to come into cow face pose, stacking your left knee on top of your right knee. Find your sits bones on your mat. You want to make sure your hips are even. And again, the more parallel your shins are to your mat, the front of your mat, the deeper the stretch. So if you need to come back this way a little bit, do that. Feet are flexed. Nice straight spine. If this is a deep enough stretch for you, stay here. But if you want more, take a deep breath in and then just begin to fold over. If your hips come up off the mat, come back up. So just find what works for you and breathe through it. And then just gently come back up, unwinding the legs, and place your palms on the mat and tuck the toes and find downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg, bend the knee, open up the hip, close the hip, open up the hip and close the hip, and step it to the front of your mat. And coming up into warrior two, moving very slowly and intentionally. And straighten the left leg, hinge forward, and then just make your way tick-tocking over into triangle pose. Just finding that extra little bit of reach with the right hand. And then taking it all the way down to the mat. Planting the left hand inside your left foot. Pivoting the right toes, lowering the right knee to the mat. Top of the right foot comes to the mat. Your left toes will pivot to the corner. And then let the left leg just open up into lizard pose. Finding your stretch. And take your left hand to the outside of your left foot, walking the left toes all the way over to your right wrist, letting the knee fall behind your left wrist, setting up for half pigeon. And walk your hands back, opening up the heart to the front of your mat, and then fold over. And if you feel even, go ahead and walk your hands back, rolling onto your left hip. Coming into cow face pose. I'm going to face the camera so you can see me. Stacking the left knee on top, right knee on top of your left knee, sorry, right knee on top of left. Finding your sits bones, feet are flexed. And I can already tell that this side is tighter, so you might have one side that's tighter than the other. That's totally normal. So find your stretch, nice straight spine. If you want to fold, you can, or if you want to just stay right here, do that. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And then just slowly unwind your legs. Coming to your seat, bringing both feet out in front of you. Feet are flexed towards your shins. Inhale the arms up. And then with a nice straight spine, we're going to fold, reaching out in front of your toes, like you're holding a beach ball. And you're wanting to place it out in front of your feet. You're reaching forward. If your knees bend, that's totally okay. You don't want to lock out your legs anyway. You're reaching forward, reaching forward. If you want a shoulder stretch, you can reach out for the balls of your feet, bend your knees deeply, and press into your hands. And let your arms just lengthen out. And then just gently release. Bend your feet, place them hip distance on the mat. And then just slowly roll onto your back. And then bring your feet together, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. Placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Coming back to your breath. And bring your knees together, setting up for just a quick spinal twist. Take your right leg over your left, taking your hips to the right side of your mat. Take a deep breath in, and then just allow your knees to fold over. Your arms can come out to a T. Your gaze is over your right shoulder. Just gently bring your knees back into center alignment, placing your feet on the mat. Lift your hips up for a little mini bridge pose to reset the spine and sacrum. And then lower them down to the mat. Take your left leg over your right. Take the hips to the left side of your mat. Take a deep breath in, and then allow them just to fall. Your gaze is over your left shoulder. And then slowly bring them back up to center. Placing both feet on the mat. Lift the hips up. And exhale, bring them back down. Extend your feet on the mat. Take the hands overhead. Give yourself a full body yawn like you're waking up in the morning. And then exhale, lower your hands by your side, coming into your final pose, Shavasana. Close your eyes. Let your body just melt into the mat. Feel free to pause this video and take as long as you need here. But when you're ready to come out of your Shavasana, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Coming back to your body and your breath, and your space on your mat. Take your right arm overhead and move to fetal position on your mat as a way of closing down your practice. Squeezing everything in. And then press yourself up to an easy seated position with your eyes closed and your hands at heart center. And take a deep breath in and just sigh it out. The light and love in me meets and greets the light and love in you wherever you are. Thank you for practicing with us today. Namaste.